And if we go back into our little Function Fit calendar, we move over to the right hand side now, and this is our plus button. Probably one of the most important features of this particular app is this plus button, because what happens when you press it, you are now ready to add your meal. Now this is a very basic diary, food diary. Metabolic typing students and clients, you already know that we don't keep track of calories, we don't keep track of weights and everything. But I have added something in for a little bit for those people who need to quantify and view what a ratio of 30-30 40 looks like in regards to weights. So let's go through and add a meal right now. This is really important. The time has an alarm set. So if you eat at 10:19, you can either put the alarm set, it depends on when you put it in, you can either put it in before you have your meal, like straight away, or immediately after. And the reason I say that is because your body reacts to your meal within the next hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours. And if you put your meal time in 2 hours after you've eaten, well, then you're going to forget how you feel. And that's the big important part of metabolic typing. So what I'm actually going to do now, it's 10:20. I'm going to put the time in as 9:20. So that gives me 15 minutes. I'll actually put it in at 9:25, 9:30 I'll put it in. So that gives me only a couple of more minutes before my alarm's going to go off. So I'll go through and add everything else. Today's meal was lunch, and we're going to add our food in. So when you come down to this left-hand side here, you'll see the little plus add food item. If you click on that plus button, what will happen is, if we go up here and press cancel, what will happen is you'll see your food menu specific for your metabolic type. And as you can see, it goes through everything in color. And what you could do is you could just click on whatever it was that you ate. So I'm just going to go ahead and add, a few foods. And just to show you a little bit about what it's like. Now, there is an awesome new function that comes on board as well. Let's just say you click on the add food button. You can search for anything that you want. So I'm going to put in sausages. Right, so as you can see, sausages isn't in there. So I've typed in the whole word and I found out, oh, well, it's not in my menu. So what we do then is we click on the search button down the bottom here, and it'll say, do you want to add the item to the list? And you click on OK. And what's happened there is that you've actually now added sausages for any other time you want to place it into your menu. And that's something that I think is pretty important with this particular program, because you don't want to have to keep typing in everything all the time. We've put in all of our foods. On the right hand side you can see I've actually added in these little areas here for those of you who want to put in grams and everything, just to understand exactly what it is that you're trying to achieve. So we're going to put in 100 grams of Great Northern Bean. We put in 200 grams of kidneys. And if we click on this little grams wheel, we've also got the option to put in something else. So for those Americans out there, we've put in pounds. So we put in 2 pounds, and we put in 2 whole sausages. And then if you really wanted to describe exactly what it was, I had fried kidney with elk and with elk sausages. And basically all that does is it gives your advisor information on what your meal was about. And the last important part about this is this carb slider, protein slider and fat slider. As you know, metabolic typing is about the macronutrient ratios and how you feel. So if we look at this particular menu here and we look at the bean, kidney, elk and sausages, pretty high in protein and fat. So what we do is we put all of this on a plate, and then we look and we see exactly how much each of these things look like. And at the end of the day, it's still going to add up to 100. So if your plate looks exactly like what this pie chart is, you're pretty close. So then once we've finished adding in our meal, what we do is we go up to the top here and we click on save. And you'll see this little hint come up here. Your reaction for this meal will be available in 1 hour and 15 minutes from the meal time given by you. So let's just click on OK. And now if you come over to the left hand side here, you'll see the number 1. And if you click on that number 1, there is the food that we just put in. Pretty cool, huh? So let's go to cancel. That's exactly how you put in a meal. So as you can see down here, you can click on the day button and you can see a list of all of your foods that you have eaten for that day. So if you've put in 3 or 4 different meals, they'll be viewable.